We are looking at areas like Allison over to Butler Center. That is where the storm is heading right now. Great shot there. You can see the big wall cloud there, but notice it's not connected to the ground. It doesn't appear to be a tornado in progress there, but that is very, very concerning. What I do want to pop up here is the gate-to-gate shear. Again, this is the rotation in the storm right now, 86 miles an hour, so it's strengthening again. So again, this could produce a tornado at any given point, and if it does, we have eyes on the storm. Tomorrow will be pretty nice early on in the upper 40s in the late morning, but by the evening commute, we're already down to the mid-20s. So bottom line, what you wear going to work tomorrow may be different than what you'll need when you come home. Those wind gusts could top 20 to 30 miles an hour throughout the afternoon hours. And of course, with that wind, kickers beware in the high school football games. This photo from Teresa and Costa, you can really see how much the water overtook some of the driveways and roadways, and it's still flooding out some of the creeks out there as well. All that water has to go somewhere. It's going right into the rivers.
Yeah, right now the heaviest of the snow starting to move into our area, including right here in Iowa City. One of those thicker snow bands, you can see the heavy snow falling, visibility getting reduced a little bit. The other issue right now is also the wind. It's starting to pick up upwards of 30 to 35 miles an hour.
Really no issues for the commute, but after 9 a.m., between 9 a.m. and noon, I think that's when the rain begins to push towards eastern Iowa. And again, it's gonna be heavy rainfall. The reds and oranges will continue throughout the afternoon into the early evening hours as well. But this is the view right now in Ames. Highway 30 is supposed to run right through this image, and you can't see it. Completely whiteout conditions. Winds are still gusting as high as 50 miles an hour with snow falling there. But obviously, we're looking at some damage there with this storm. Again, this is very close to Shell Rock, south side of Shell Rock. So as this storm approaches Waverly and Janesville, just want to make sure you treat it with respect because it does have a history of producing damage. Right now, if you look at the radar view, circulation is at 88 miles an hour. Again, one of the stronger indications of rotation we've seen so far this evening. Then you have that hook echo here on the back side of that storm. Does appear to me that it may be intensifying again. That also looks more intimidating here on the velocity view. Again, we're seeing stronger velocities going away from the radar, which again is to the southwest towards Des Moines. And you do have those greens going towards the radar as well. So a bit of rotation here, very close to Shell Rock. Let's go ahead and get a quick measurement on it. That image does look pretty concerning there from Nathan. So we're going to keep a very close eye on that. If Nathan does have something, feel free to shout and we'll let you talk what you got. But right now, again, you can see the measurement of the rotation there is 72 miles an hour. So that might be, I believe, the strongest we've seen within the last at least half hour. So the storm does appear to be intensifying here. Again, this is approaching Waverly. Waverly is really the next town in progress. Let's take that video full. That kind of appears that might be a tornado in progress. Yep. Nathan, take it away.
That's a tornado. This is definitely a pretty decent tornado. It's got really quick rotation. You were watching it live right here on CBS2. Trees were getting ripped out of the ground at the base of this tornado. This is very rapid rotation right now, very close to Kelowna. This is northwest of Kelowna. Rebecca, if you haven't already, if you can pass along to the NWS chat that we have a tornado on the ground. We're now in the RFD, the rear flank downdraft of this tornado. Look at that. They got horizontal suction vortices in that. That is a strong tornado right now.
We're starting to get very large hail in this storm. So if you're in Washington, another thing to keep in mind is not just the tornado threat, but the hail threat with this storm as well. That was a very large stone there. That was probably, well, you might be getting close to golf balls in some of these stones now. You can kind of see them kind of hopping across the street right in front of my car now.
Okay, we are now in the really intense core of this storm. You can just see how fast the wind is going right now. Really intense wind with the storm as it moves down Highway 30. Right now we are right near Van Horn. This is coming right towards you in Cedar Rapids. Very intense wind is flying with the storm right now. You can see debris flying up the road. I wouldn't be surprised if we do see power lines go down at some point as well.
It's just amazing how fast, you work your butt off and then how fast it's all taken away from you. So, at least most of it anyways.
A powerful thunderstorm Tuesday in northern Benton and Lynn counties produced golf ball-sized hail and wind gusts up to an estimated 60 miles per hour. The combination of wind and hail shredded Brad Zeser's corn and soybean crop in Urbana Tuesday evening. All 80 acres were impacted by the storm. This after dealing with a drought that continues to worsen.
Finally get some rains and things start looking a little better, and then Mother Nature hits us with this blow.
But do you think this can still recover?
We're hoping. We still got a lot of growing season left. Hopefully it will. I'm not sure. I've never actually personally seen damage like this in person.
The hail left a path of destruction from farm fields near Urbana all the way to Walker, about 4 miles to the east. There, residents spent Wednesday cleaning up and assessing the damage.
On the west side of the house, it's pretty much all the siding is junk. It destroyed it. Just kind of have to wait and see what insurance will do.
And it sounded like everybody was hitting golf balls at our house all at the same time. It was just repeatedly. I've never heard anything like it.
Oh my God.
While homeowners plan to fix windows, siding, and roofing, all farmers can do is wait and see if the crop will grow back. If not, insurance is the next step. All the while dealing with an ongoing drought, but a few chances for severe weather in the days ahead.
See, it didn't hurt the inside of the plant. So hopefully it'll grow.
Yeah.
We're at the mercy of Mother Nature, and we'll just we'll deal with whatever punches she throws, and that's the way it is.
I'm Weather First meteorologist Nick Stewart, Iowa's News Now. And good evening, everybody. I'm Weather First meteorologist Nick Stewart. Thanks for tuning into our special Facebook Live. We are tracking some severe weather as it moves through eastern Iowa today. So far, the forecast is pretty much as we expected. We did have that morning wave. Some gusty storms moved through eastern Iowa, and now the main event. Answering some questions. Again, if you have any questions at all about the severe weather threat, happy to answer them. I'm watching the Facebook Live chat here. Veronica, she's talking about the radar showing the storms off to the east. We do expect more storms to form. I'll pop the radar view on. You can see for the most part, Iowa's looking pretty dry. Not a whole lot happened here for the time being, but we are starting to see a few storms pop up here. I'll zoom in here near Fort Dodge and Carroll. That's kind of the beginning of our second wave of severe weather. We've been talking about that really for the last couple of days, that this would be a two-wave kind of event. One in the morning, which we had, and then right now we're watching that second wave, more storms starting to pop up. Alicia asking the chances for Cedar Rapids, Jones County end up in a watch or warning. I do believe we might start seeing more watches extended later tonight.
Good evening, everybody. I'm Weather First meteorologist Nick Stewart. We're live in Marion. This is 29th Avenue here. This is right by Linmar, and you can see the road is essentially a waterway now, essentially flowing water down towards Indian Creek. There have been multiple cars that attempted to drive through some very deep water that are now stuck in the water. It appears everybody is safely out of those vehicles. The water continues to flood here. I do think we're going to have some significant flooding all around the city of Marion tonight. There is lots of flooded roadways. I came over from 35th Street where there was also flooding taking place. Again, a flash flood warning continues tonight. We had a significant rainfall event that sat right overhead of Marion for about an hour. Radar estimates at last check were upwards of about 5 to 6 inches fell within about 30 minutes. Absolutely unreal. I'm going to flip the camera around here, kind of give you a better idea of what's happening. Again, this is 29th Avenue, right by Linmar. Indian Creek is right down there, and you can see roads are completely flooded. It was, imagine, much worse before. Joined by here by Bob. He lives right by here. You said you've lived here since, what, 2002?
2003.
That's 2003, and you haven't seen anything quite like this.
No, we've seen water come up to the groundwater, come up to the edge of the backyard.
So going back to your question, Kevin, camping in Coralville, what are the threats for severe weather tonight, tomorrow, and Sunday? So tonight, Coralville will be right on the line. I think you should probably be okay tonight in Coralville, but I think by 11 o'clock you should be okay. There may be a small window, though, where Coralville will be at risk. Tomorrow, you'll be fine all day long. No issues tomorrow.